Hello and thanks for joining us on the Lifestyle Pod Network show. My name's James Williams and with me in the studio today is Ruth Phillips. Now she is the host of In Spirit with Ruth Phillips, a show on the Lifestyle Pod Network, and also Isolation Pod. She joins me today to talk a little bit about the show. Ruth, welcome.
Thank you. Hello.
And welcome to the first episode of the Lifestyle Pod Network show.
It's fantastic. It's great to be live on air.
Absolutely. And for our listeners, this is a show pretty much about the shows on the Lifestyle Pod Network. And Ruth, you have two shows on the network. Let's talk about In Spirit with Ruth Phillips first. What's that about?
Well, this is a show to do with all forms of spirituality, developing your psychic ability, where to from here if you want to learn and move forward in your spiritual development.
Great. And what types of things happen on the show? I co-host it with you.
You
but
do.
In your words, what types of things happen on the show?
Well, we do all sorts of things. We talk about topical things to do with the psychic and spiritual realms. We also do readings, or I do a reading. You ask questions, and we also get our listeners to ask me questions of a spiritual or psychic nature. I channel from spirit, so I pass on messages from those who've passed over. We also have guests on board the show, and they may be other healers or people who are in any sort of other spiritual modality. And we have lots of different interesting tidbits to do with the spiritual realms.
So when you talk about readings, you're a clairvoyant medium, Ruth.
Yes.
So what does that entail? What does it mean to be a clairvoyant medium?
Well, as a clairvoyant medium, what I do is I pass on messages from those loved ones who have passed over. The transition that most people call death. I don't actually believe in death. I believe that we just have the continued existence of the soul. So one of my things about being a medium is I provide proof of survival. And as a clairvoyant, it means that I'm clear seeing. That's the translation from the French, clear seeing. And so I'm very visual, and I pass on what I see on the other side, but also the future type things for people coming up in their life, a spiritual life counselling.
So when you say you're clear seeing or clairvoyant, does that mean it's a bit like a game of charades for you?
Well, it is in a way, because spirit give me clues as to what I can see from them. The messages they want to get across may come in visual form. The trick isn't in the interpretation, and that's the difficult thing.
So I guess that's a skill you build up over many years.
You do, because they have their codes and their ways of communicating to me.
So the Lifestyle Pod Network hosts In Spirit with Ruth Phillips. How many shows do we put out a year?
Well, we're doing a series, and we're on to series 3 right now for this year, and we've just started. We've just done the first one of a series of the 8 within series 3.
Okay, so 8 shows. If you are interested in getting a reading perhaps on In Spirit with Ruth Phillips, this is your medium, Ruth, and she'd be very happy to do a reading for you on the show. What you need to do is send an email to the podcast email address, which is inspiritpodcast@gmail.com, and Ruth will be very happy to have you on an upcoming show to have a reading with her. So if you've got a question, burning issue, Ruth is the one to contact. Now Ruth, let's focus attention now, if we can, on the other podcast that you do, which is Isolation Pod. What's all that about?
Oh, this is a completely different tempo to In Spirit. In Spirit's very upbeat, and we're talking about things, and we tend to ramble on a little bit, but we have a great time. Isolation Pod is very much a quiet, meditative thing, because it's a meditation podcast. And what I'm doing on the Isolation Pod are 10-minute small mini grabs of meditation that for busy people, busy mothers, busy executives. So a 10-minute stress buster meditation or a 10-minute chakra alignment meditation. These are the sorts of things that are available on the Isolation Pod.
So who are these for?
Well, it's for everyone really, but people tend to live life in the fast lane these days. So it's for the people who don't have an hour to meditate but wish to chill out, wish to have a bit of time to themselves. They can download it, listen to it on their iPod, listen at a lunch break, that sort of thing, or before they go to bed.
Excellent. Well, you'll find the URL for Isolation Pod right here on the screen now, or you can find it, of course, on the Lifestyle Pod Network website at www.lifestylepodnetwork.com. Ruth, thanks for joining me today on the Lifestyle Pod Network show.
Lovely.
Great to have your company as well, and we'll see you next time on the Lifestyle Pod Network show right here on the Lifestyle Pod Network.
This podcast is a presentation of Lifestyle Omni Media.